In the heart of a bustling ancient city, under the cover of night, two figures, Paul and Silas, their skin kissed by the sun, were dragged through the dusty streets. The crowds, a mosaic of faces illuminated by torchlight, hurled accusations at them. Despite their predicament, Paul and Silas remained resolute, their faith unwavering. The magistrate, upon hearing the charges of disrupting the city and advocating unlawful customs, ordered them stripped and beaten. The lictors, with rods in hand, carried out the punishment mercilessly. Their backs lacerated, Paul and Silas were thrown into the innermost cell of the Roman prison, their feet fastened in stocks. The dank air of the prison hung heavily around them, and the moans of the incarcerated echoed in the darkness. Their clothes, reminiscent of the lands of Judea, were tattered and stained with blood. Yet in that moment of suffering, Paul and Silas found strength not in their chains, but in their faith. As midnight approached, the other prisoners listened as an unusual sound began to resonate through the stone corridors. It was Paul and Silas, their voices harmonizing in hymns to God, their spirits undeterred by the shackles that bound them. They sang of deliverance, of hope, and of a love that transcended their present turmoil. About midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the other prisoners were listening to them. Acts 16:25. Suddenly, as their praise reached a crescendo, a violent earthquake shook the foundations of the prison. The cell doors flew open, and everyone's chains came loose. The jailer, jolted awake and seeing the prison doors open, drew his sword to end his own life, fearing the escape of his charges. "Do not harm yourself! We are all here!" Paul shouted, his voice echoing with authority and compassion. The jailer, taken aback by the miracle before him, fell trembling before Paul and Silas. "Sirs, what must I do to be saved?" he implored. They replied, "Believe in the Lord Jesus and you will be saved, you and your household." Acts 16:28-31. That very hour, the jailer took them and washed their wounds. He and his entire household were baptized without delay. He set a meal before them, and the household rejoiced at the newfound faith in God.